Yes, people, hope you're all well. So firstly, thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please give a little subscribe, a little thumbs up. That'll make the world of difference to the channel. So a massive thank you for those who support the channel. A massive thank you for those who reach out in the comments, interact. That's what it's all about. So how to transform, not just physically, but mentally, and then also bring that into one. Because you know, we see it all the time on social media, and it's super positive. People want to transform the body, people making great progress in that. But what Mind Over Matter is all about, and what I'm about, is teaching people through my experience of using performance enhancing drugs, being in physically looking really strong, but having to go through a healing period to regain the natural testosterone, to change old habits and old beliefs, to rewire my subconscious mind, to improve myself physically on the outside and the inside, to transform myself mentally. And this was a process that took around 12 months. And this is what I'm really passionate about, helping you people or anybody, for instance, on their own personal journey, whatever that might be. It doesn't have to be from performance enhancing drugs. It could just be from wanting to transform physically and mentally. And I'm here just to share my story and how I've done that, and hopefully spark you off on your journey to doing that. Or if anybody is wanting to work with me in a one-to-one, you're more than welcome to drop me a message to check my availability and when you can start your journey with Mind Over Matter. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive right into why I wanted to transform. So for me, I was on a bodybuilding career. It was getting serious. You know, I'd been very much hard at bodybuilding now for 5 years. I felt like I'd developed my physique that could go on to potentially, if not in that year, the next year, to be a professional bodybuilder. And that was very much my view, to be a professional. But those who don't know bodybuilding, there is a sort of underlying taboo subject, if you like. It's not really a taboo subject nowadays in regarding to taking performance enhancing drugs. It's just something that you have to do in order to progress your physique. And this isn't me hating on bodybuilding at all. This is me just speaking my truth. It wasn't for me. It was for me for many years, but it just sort of ran its course, and I wanted to really change it to something different. So here's how it went. So I literally went outside into my garden. It was one morning, just cut coffee on the go. A little joint on the go as well, I think, at the time of a morning, because you know, that was something that I really used during my bodybuilding time to really help calm myself, connect to spirit. But it was just, I'm sitting there in the garden, I'm looking at my physical self, if you like, the body, the house, what I had in the physical in terms of the gym, and everything looked, you know, pretty much how I would want, you know, what I'd been working towards. I'd been dedicated a lot of my life with bodybuilding, with the coaching, with what I'm doing. And it just came to a period of time when I was just reflecting, and I was like, wow, I've got everything that I could have ever wanted, but why am I feeling this way inside? Why do I feel so dead inside? Just not happy for the things I've got, not grateful, just feeling like I'm on a totally different path than what I'm meant to be on. So it literally started that day, and I remember just going up to Cleatormoor Boxing that day with where I was training at. I trained at a number of places, and I have so many people to be grateful for who really did help me during this transformation as well. You know, people that really helped me knuckle down, because you know, with transforming your body, this is the key. You have to have a vision of what you want to be, and you have to have direction to that vision. So for me, I wanted to be a mixed martial artist. I wanted to develop a mixed martial artist skill. So in that, as well as transforming and healing the physical, I was also learning a skill. And to transform my body, to lose the weight, to get healthy, it also allowed me to have direction, because I now know I need to change myself physically, I need to get fitter, I need to, you know, improve my cardiovascular health, which along the way is going to improve so many areas of my body. And also physically, I needed to lose the muscle mass that I'd created from bodybuilding, and also coming off the performance enhancing drugs. So I need to also lose the weight, but also try and regain as much muscle mass as I possibly could. So it was a challenge. And this is when I bumped into or stumbled across a holistic way of living. And what I mean by a holistic way of living is going inward, making choices that are going to be positive towards my vision, positive towards my direction. So by me implementing cold water therapy majority of the days, this is going to support my natural testosterone. It's also going to reduce the inflammation in my body. Therefore, I can train for greater periods at a time or more frequency with my training. And then it's also going to help my natural testosterone, so that's going to be able to support the retaining muscle mass. By doing breath work and meditation every day, I then can step out of fight or flight. My inflammation's been reduced from the cold. I'm able to manage my stresses better, so I'm able to reduce cortisol, so that way that's going to help me increase my muscle mass or hold on to the muscle mass. And then I'm able to create my own endorphins within my body that are going to allow me to progressively keep on moving forwards with this goal. So the holistic tools that I used, which were very powerful: cold water therapy, breath work, meditation, and also yoga for the mobility and movement. And yoga is just an experience on its own. It really is transforming. It really puts you in that flow. It really allows you to have them endorphins, natural endorphins, and it really does take you on an inward journey of just creating that stillness. So as you can see, there were many tools that I'd used to build this physique, to transform the body. Now I'm gonna put the vision of this photo from what my face looked like when I was bodybuilding through what my face looked like when I regained the natural testosterone. I've been doing it for maybe over 12 months now, and this was the photo, and you can really see on the beginning photo I'll put it at, and you can see the difference. So for anybody wanting to transform, going down a holistic way is allowing you to create your own internal endorphins, hormones, whatever your body is needing. If it's more inward guidance, you will get your guidance from source. You will get your guidance from being connected to nature, which is what a lot of these holistic practices allowed me to do. The yoga allowed me to ground. The cold water allowed me to connect to the water. The breath allowed me to have the clean oxygen within the air. The meditation allowed me to connect more to my spirit, more to myself. So you can see how much of a positive effect that this can have on you. Now, there is going to be challenges that you might face along the way. Obviously, as you're changing, you're developing, the old self, the old programming might come in, the self-doubt, the lack of belief, and all this has to be brought to the awareness. You have to be aware of what is your shadow self, what is going to pull you back in. And another thing is, you have to be so strong in your resilience of your own pursuit, because if you constantly, working with people is fantastic, working with a coach, working with someone who knows what they're doing, but this is for when you're maybe listening to people that like to give advice, or like to maybe stop you in your tracks with what you're doing. Maybe it's not an energy that you're no longer resonating with, and this is where you have to be careful on this journey, because there'll be so many times where you will once maybe connected to an energy, but you no longer are, because you're in the pursuit of changing, you're in the pursuit of transforming. Because when you transform physically, which is one way, you've changed your habits there, you've revived yourself, you've created new positive habits, you've overcome the adversity, and then you're now growing. You now no longer really want to go back into that old self. But this is where a lot of people can go back, is when they just do the physical transformation. Transforming physically, if you're happy with that, that's it. You've all of a sudden become really satisfied with that, and you're no longer pursuing your mental work, and you're no longer pursuing as much as what you were with the physical work, then this is going to take you back to where you were. And this is what I was just talking about before, with having a vision and having direction to that vision. Because when you lack direction, then this is when you can slip back into old patterns, and it's really important to keep on progressively excelling. Now, my martial arts journey is very much ongoing. My steroid days are completely over, vamoosh in the past, and that's not to say, again, sometimes TRT can probably have its place when it comes to someone who's maybe really in need to get out of a depressive state, really in a hole. There obviously can be certain situations where that can work. However, ultimately, you cannot beat having your own testosterone, your own life force as a male, and that's something that I would really like to stress. So when it comes to transforming the body, transforming the mind, what's the time range? People say, oh, how long does this take? This isn't just an 8 to 12 week situation. This is 12 months. This is you really doing the work. There's a lot of deep work. There's a lot of going inward that is necessary for you to look at in order for you to continue your growth. Now, it hasn't been an easy journey by any stretch of the imagination. There's been lots of twists and turns, and that's just something that anybody who is jumping on this journey, I would just really, you have my support, you have my compassion, and anybody who's really wanted to transform, who's really in a place of they just want to break out but they don't know, my messages, my emails are open for anybody who wants to talk about this situation, because it can be difficult, it can be challenging when we're in that hole to have the direction, especially when we can be in our heads. And lots of males, we try and logically work our way out of situations, which a lot of the time can really be beneficial in certain aspects, but going inward requires a different level of focus, and it requires a different level of depth in your own consciousness and awareness to see through what you need to see through in order to go into the new. So that's the journey of the transformation, 12 months transformation, and still very much in the process of trying to be the best martial artist I can be with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, with grappling, along maintaining the strength, and along with still carrying on the old inward work, being aware of the shadows, being aware of all patterns and behaviours that can often come up and can hold us back, but allowing to remain consciously aware of them and just keep working on this. This is for life, and this is so important to bear in mind. So anybody who's striving there to improve, to grow, keep strong, keep resilient, keep having the positive people around you as well, and be responsible for your own programming. If you're working with someone, then this is a key opportunity for you to really grow and to really use this as a period of time where you can just go all out in what you want to create. So peace out, people. Hope you keep strong today. Hope you keep improving. And if you do slip back into old patterns, it's now in the present moment where you can get yourself out of it. So you have my backing. Keep going with everything that you want to do. And if you're wanting to transform and step into the new, start today. Okay, people, so peace out, big love. If you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit.